Good morning, everybody. This is Stacy Turner with our DMOpro Zoom. I'm so excited that you're all here with us this Monday morning. My husband and I are here in Lubbock, Texas, and we're at the bookstore, so the new bookstore. So if you guys want to see what it looks like so far, if you want to hang on after we finish recording, I'll take you on a little tour. But just thankful for a couple of things. One is why does my eye start watering when we start talking? Not thankful for that. Thankful for on Saturday morning, we woke up and there was no water pressure in the house, like no water at all coming in, not just no pressure, but no water at all. And we have a well, and I guess the holding tank went out, which caused the pump to go out. So we live in a very rural place. We had a guy that was able to come out within a couple of hours and check it out, but he didn't have the parts, so it had to be ordered and can't get there till Tuesday. So we just came on to Lubbock, where my daughter lives, and we'll be working at the bookstore a couple of days. But I was thankful because I, we have the cushion in our paycheck or in our monthly income where it was okay. It wasn't this catastrophic thing. And there were times in our life and, definitely earlier marriage where that would have been like catastrophic. Like we wouldn't have had the 3 grand or whatever it is even going to be to fix it. And it just reminded me again of yes, we have the opportunity to help people with their health. And I think that's where most of our conversations start. And yet within that, we have this amazing opportunity too to help people build some income. And even if it's just enough to pay for their family's Juice Plus, I mean, I know that was my first goal. Was that any of your first goal? Like if I could just offset my cost is kind of what I thought. And then I was like, okay, well, I could pay for my family's Juice Plus, and then, I could make an extra $500 a month, with this. That would be pretty good. And honestly, I've never made less than $500 a month, and that's significant income. It can make a big difference. And $500 quickly goes away. Not like go out to eat 5 times and you've spent $500. So it's not as significant maybe as it was 24 years ago, but yet to young families, it definitely is. And just to have that cushion to where we're not at the edge of the month, the ledge, I would always think of it as that, like there's no money left, like there's no wiggle room here, just to be able to give families that wiggle room and the amount of stress that takes off. I've said this before. People say money doesn't buy happiness, but I kind of disagree. Like I was happy that I could buy the well pump, and there's a lot of just kind of peace of mind that having the income that you need is there and available. And so I was thinking about something that's a little bit different than what that we may not realize that other companies out there that are network marketing companies, the difference between us and them. So what I just want us to keep this in mind when we're talking to people and we're introducing the business to them. And I want to share with you guys 2 stories of 2 new team members I got this last week and like how I started those conversations. But okay, most network marketing companies, you're starting at zero every month. So let's just say a makeup company. I'll just use makeup company. Um, every month you start at zero, and then somebody buys mascara, and then they buy a face set and lotion set, and then they buy an eyeshadow powder palette, and then somebody else makes an order, and then you have a team member, and as the points or the money, that people buy add up, you get to different commission levels. So now you're like you're $100 away from the second commission level that month. So then you keep getting orders, and then now your next commission level that you're, 5 orders away from. And so you're working every month to get to that the higher commission levels. And then, and then you're trying to finish up the end of the month. That's why you'll get messages from friends and some of those that are like, I'm 5 customers away or 5 orders away. Can you help me out at the end of the month? That's what they're doing. They're starting at zero every single month, just zero, and then they're building their customers or their orders because most of them are not reordering anything. It's not on a recurrence, it's a one-time order for something. Like they're not ordering an eyeshadow palette every single month, right? So they may be ordering multiple products, but you're having to find every customer to like build up towards the end of the month to kind of get that as big as you can. And then the next month you start over at zero. So that's very different than what we have. Have you guys ever thought of that? We don't really start at zero every month. Now, our numbers in our back office do say zero. And then as people's payments are collected, those numbers go up. As we get orders, those numbers go up. But whatever commission level you're at, you start at that commission level that month, right? At the very beginning of the month. And then as those payments come in, you're getting paid at that commission level that whole month. So you're not having to earn a commission every single month. So if you've ever heard of that before, where like commission positions are permanent with Juice Plus. Maybe you haven't understood like what that means and sorted the value, not sort of like the true value of that, that we're not starting at zero every month. And that, as the orders are collected, you're building off of the work you've done last month and the month before that and the month before that and even years before that, because we do have a consumable product that people reorder every single every 4 months, or they're adding things in. That residual income keeps it from starting at zero. You can tell that because on your dials on your dashboard, it will, if you have a good customer base, it will already say you're commission qualified even on day one because it's counting what's pending within the month. If you have a PB qualified business that you're solid with, that it will say you are already qualified even at the beginning of the month by what's pending of those payments. That's what we mean by pending, is those payments are being collected as maybe the third payment or the second payment on somebody's box of Juice Plus. And so within that, there really is built in a lot of stability, that every month we're not having to go out and find 40 new customers. Think of that. I mean, makeup is at a smaller price point, and that's why, they need such a massive number of customers every single month because they're smaller price point of products. But ours are a bigger price point where we're talking $80 for a trio. And then you've got that 4 month rhythm built in that really lends to a much more stable paycheck. And so when we're starting up new team members, those that really want to run, like really want to build income with this, it's important to help them build a customer base quickly. So a lot in the past, we talked a lot about 10 new customers a month. If you can get 40 customers, you'll have a good, solid customer base. And that was really like 40 fruit and veggie capsules, like just a duo order. And you would have a qualified business and you would have a good stability. You're going to find people within that, 40. Think of typically out of 10, one person becomes a partner. So especially when somebody's just starting out. So if you can help them get 10 customers a month quickly, you can get them to where they do have a stable paycheck, right? Because you've got now 10 customers a month, you've got this 40 customer base, and then that fifth month, the goal is that those 10 would reorder that fifth month, and now you've got some stability as those reorders come in and you're helping them get a paycheck. So yeah, the bonus money is fun for getting to promotions, and we of course want to encourage people to go after those, but that's quick money fast, but it's also only a one time. The true stability of our paychecks are going to build in continuous customers that are reordering and then finding those partners that order with us. So that was just kind of a aha moment that I've had in talking with a couple of friends that are in other network marketing companies. If that's a unique thing that does set us apart, and I don't know if everyone understands that enough of in a way that you could explain it to somebody of why we're different. That's one way we are very different than most network marketing companies, and I think people are attracted to that. So see if you can use that in a conversation this week, maybe with one of your newer team members. You can go back and kind of explain that, or with someone you're talking with. So I wanted to share with you guys two different scenarios of how I ended up with two partners last week. So um, one I had seen on Facebook, this lady was, she has a food truck and she's starting up a restaurant and has the same name with it. And she asked for advice and if anyone had any ideas of what else they could do as sort of snacks that would be quick through the drive-through that people could come up. And I've always thought, why, like in our town, there's no place for smoothies. Like there's not a Smoothie King or anything like that. Now, my niece worked at a Smoothie King in a different town, and she said on average, people spend $13 to $15 on a smoothie, as high as $17 once they do all their add-ins. That's on average. So, 253, if anyone argues with you that that's expensive with Juice Plus, like I don't know, send them to Smoothie King and tell them to come back with their receipt, and I think they would agree. It's not so much, right? But I was just thinking, I would love it even for myself. I would pay money to go through drive-through and know that I was getting a Juice Plus complete smoothie. And so I've just had this idea for a while, and I've gone to a couple of different coffee shops. Another friend of ours had a food truck, and I've just thought that would be really nice. So I just approached her. I did not comment in the big group chat that she had. I just sent her a private message. So we started talking. Well, come to find out, she had a lot of health issues with some of her daughters. And so I was able to lend, that led to the Juice Plus conversation broader than even the complete. So then I said, let me bring you some samples. I'll bring you a complete to try. Ended up, she came to my house. We made smoothies. She got to try them. She signed up as a partner and she has yet to place her orders. But I'm being patient with that. Maybe I can go help her this week to go get that done. But that was one conversation, and she loved the idea of it being plant-based. She loved the idea of it being gluten-free. She wanted to do it in her food truck and then also in the restaurant. And I let her know like she'll be able to write off her $52 and as the partner fee, like their Juice Plus, like there's a lot of tax benefits to that as well. So that was one that was kind of fun. I thought maybe you guys have a food truck that you could approach. They do snow cones and like teas and drinks and then sort of like fried foods as well. So I don't know. Like I think it has potential. We'll see where it goes. But maybe you guys have a food truck or know somebody that has one. It seems like they're popping up a ton, like in the area that we live in. I don't know about where you guys are. It's kind of like they're getting more popular. But to be able to offer a protein smoothie to athletes after practice, people go, that go to the gym and then they want one. Like I feel like there's a market for that it just is not there in the little town we're in. So just an idea. You might think of who you could reach out to. And then second one was there was a group on Facebook, and it was like 411 of our t-shirt. It was like a group that somebody else had made, and a gal wrote in there. She said, "I'm new to the area and I'm just trying to make friends. Are there any moms groups or any things in the area that you can go to meet other moms?" So then other people started saying and tagging me in it, "Hey, Stacy does Mom's Life," and so they were putting me in there, right? So I sent that girl a message and just introduced myself. And then one of the other ladies in there, she said, "I have older kids and I'm finding it's even harder to make friends now. They're in college." So I was like, oh, same life stage as I am. So I sent her a message. We started chatting. And then there was one day we were going out of town, but I said, this gal can meet with for coffee. Like, let's wait to leave until I can meet with coffee with her. So we met and we just had like the best conversation. We really, just connected well. And both of those moms came to the Mom's Life group that I did last week. So it was fun to connect them and say like, you're here because of her. You asked that question and then she answered and we had this big circle. So then I did a Wendy Campbell's watch party last Tuesday. And so I invited this gal and all the other people in my project broadcast to come, and she came, and we had already had like a small conversation about Juice Plus. I think she was familiar with it, and then she became a partner, and I'm pretty sure last night she put in her last order to get to Partner Plus. And so that was a lot of fun. It was just it was a great connection. We just really hit it off well. She's from the Houston area. Her name is Ariel, so hopefully she'll come join us on one of these soon. But I just thought maybe either one of those ideas would help you guys, be in different groups on Facebook in your community. And I've had another one of my other teammates from same thing. She asked in there, is there anywhere to get organic produce around here? And I was like, oh, this is my person. Let me start a conversation with her. And it's not like from that conversation they become a distributor. And I'm not looking into, or a partner. I'm not looking like on those Facebooks, like, how can I get people into this business? It's not that, right? It's who can I connect with? Who has a need? Is there something I can offer? I'm just trying to collect friends and be a resource to people. And so some of them are going to say yes to Juice Plus, some of them are not. It's a life, fits for their life now or it doesn't. Like that's not the goal that I have in mind. And then I think they don't feel that that was my goal and feel any pressure. So if your goal of those are every conversation, I'm just going to try to take it to Juice Plus, and I'm going to, get them on Juice Plus or get them as a partner, they're going to feel that too. So just be careful with the conversations and connections you're making, that you're keeping it open to where you're just making friends, right? And then they'll lead you to the Juice Plus conversation because everybody does need fruits and veggies. And then you're able to share, and they ask you like, what are you doing? So that's two situations I wanted to share with you guys. I could have just kept them both as customers, but I know partners stay on the product longer. They just get more of a buy-in. It's more fun with partners. So I'm always going to offer the business to them and help them brainstorm some orders for themselves. Okay, now let's switch gears. Marsha shared with us last week that question to ask, that she was doing a poll, and are you taking a probiotic? So I sent out a message to 360 people. That was customers and team members. That was my whole team and my like all of my customer list, and probably some canceled customers are still on that list. And I just asked them, and hey, it's Stacy, I'm doing a poll. Do you currently take a probiotic? Yes or no? And then I got, I think it was close to 70 responses. And I used and that was like within an hour and a half, like 2 hours, a couple of overtime trickled in. And so I just thought I would tell you the process of what I did with that. Okay. So if you get that many responses, like, how do you, process, and what do I do with that information? So, as they came in, I was, or like all of the messages, it took me a couple days before I could even like get in there to start responding, because I was like, oh my gosh, this is overwhelming. There's no way I can just go in and respond to each person. Like that's going to take forever. So here's what I did. I like to use notes on my phone because you can dictate verbally, you can talk into it. And so I just went through Project Broadcast and I just said, I said, customers, and then I had team members, and that's kind of like where I broke it into those groups. And so I said, Becky Flowers, no. Diane Fisher, no. Paula Padilla, no. And I just was saying that into the voice, onto this. So I just really quickly got it into a list. And then I was like, I don't want to have to sort that list, right? I just went through the messages. So then I put it in Chat GPT and I asked it to sort it into no's by customers, no's by team, yes by customers, yes by team, and who said yes to Juice, that they were taking the Juice Plus one. So I just kind of wanted a picture of the percentages of that. And then I asked it to put it into a pie chart, and I had the information. So with that information, it gives you some more like options. You could talk. And then I said, okay, help me formulate message. And I will say again, I was at this point, I'm using the JP Mana from, or the Juice Plus Mana from Doug Farrar. That one is like $20 a month. And then it's already got all of the Juice Plus lingo built into it. So you don't have to tell it why you're taking this poll about probiotics. It already knows that. And so then it helped me formulate some messages that I could send. I didn't love them, but I took parts of it. You can have it redo it again. But I just took parts of it. I made a response and then I had it organized the list. I just put the whole list in again and I said, okay, put all of the customers together or all of the no's together, all of the yeses, and then it organized that list. So then I just went back through Project Broadcast. I made a scheduled message and I added all of those yeses and I sent that yes message to them. And I was sending them the results of the poll. I thought that they would be interested. From that, I think so 70 responses in my responses back to them, 10 people, because you always put a call to action, right? I asked them if they would like an 18-minute video by Jamie Kinsey, a friend of mine. I said friend of mine, but it's Jamie Kinsey's video that she did put out last week. And if they want to learn more, and about 10 people said yes. So I thought you guys might think that was interesting, just kind of to know, like, okay, we did this, but like, what do we do with that? And then those are the people that I will follow up with this week and just ask them, so what did you think about that video? And then also the no's from the event that I did last week, there were 3 people that couldn't come because they were sick. Perfect timing, right? Like, how are you feeling this week, and continue that conversation. Okay, do you guys have any questions for me about any of that? Do you guys want to share, Marcia, like what were your results from that? Anyone else that tried sending out the poll, what did that look like for you guys?
Stacy, I'll go real quick. We were traveling. We took like 5 days off. And so I'm doing it on the road, which is that, like you say, that's the beauty of our business. And I was blown away. I don't know, I probably sent, I'm going to say half of what you did. Maybe not. I sent 80 messages and I probably got 20 responses. But just to have people responding was awesome. And so I need to go back and follow up with them now because I sent them the verbiage also that Marcia shared with us last week. Marcia, you're amazing. So thank you. And I love that one team, one mission, right? But so I need to follow up more. And I found that I haven't, although I've gotten some other bites on the products because of that. So yeah, so I'm loving it and how easy it was.
Yeah, we're using it as a conversation starter, right? It's just something to open up the conversation and get people responding. People love to give their opinion. Don't discount that. They don't like to be told what to do, but they like to tell you what they're doing. So ask questions to get them involved and, just to pique their interest. So, Marcia, tell us about your experience.
Well, similar, although let me start by saying I love how you opened up my mind just now to use chat to first you use your notes to put those all in there, then chat to organize and go back to Project Broadcast and do that. I have been using those conversations that I'm in engaged in to invite to events. So I'm just trying to do as many. I did Wendy Campbell's Zoom last week as well. I'm doing a watch party tonight for the other one. Well, I say tonight, it's really at our time. It's 5:30. So I'm having street tacos, Stacy, at 5 o'clock today, and I've invited some of those folks and some others to that tonight. So I've done that. What I want to add, and what I still have on my to-do list, and Stacey, I know you have these as well, and several of you do that have taught sourdough over the last couple of years. I can't even tell you. I mean, I haven't counted them, but I have all those people that have ever come to a sourdough workshop in my Project Broadcast. And so I'm going to systematically go through them and do that poll for them as well and see. I mean, I can't even, I'm guessing I have 200. I probably have way more than that, but that's a low estimate of 200 people that I have taught sourdough. We had an opportunity to teach at at a store, and she had us like once a month for several months running there. So I had, 15 people in those classes, and it adds up quick. So, and it was all teaching gut health. So I have more to say about that now. So I'm excited to get that going as well.
You're right. I mean, those people were brought into our life because of their interest in gut health, right? So that's a great point. I'm gonna sift through those groups too because I know some of them have customers I don't want to in there. I don't want to resend, but in Project Broadcast, when you make a chat with someone, you tag in the like who you're adding into that, you choose the tag and then it adds everyone in. And then from there, you can go into that and edit who you've added in so you can take people out. So that should be easy enough for me to go through and like take out my customers because I would have already sent that to them and the team members. But you're right, there's hundreds of those people in there that I didn't even add into that conversation. So, excellent point, Marcia. So, again, thank you for sharing that with us. And I just want to encourage you guys. I thought like last Monday I was going to lunch with someone I think after our call and I was like, "Oh, I'll do it later." And then I was like, "No, you won't. Stacey, this is like 10 seconds. Type out the words. This is Stacey Turner. I'm doing a poll. Do you take a probiotic? Like, stop overthinking this." And so I just did it really quick, like right before I went in, and I didn't overthink it and I just did it. And I just want to encourage you guys, you're waiting for the right timing. And I knew like if I send this, I'm going to get results. I'm going to have people sending messages back. Like, then am I going to be able to like stop my brain? I was like, just do it. And so I encourage you guys, if you're like, oh, I heard that, but I don't know if it's the right time or what, just do it. Just send the messages, get the conversations going. There's no perfect way to do it, but you can really, generate some good conversations and connections with this. It's a pretty easy one. So, again, thank you, Marcia, for that one. Or pick a different conversation starter. Do you take a vitamin? That's another great one we can do, right? Like, are you taking a vitamin? What are you doing to support yourself nutritionally this upcoming flu season? There's a lot of questions you can ask. People like to give their responses. Anyone else want to share their results or something that they learned or what they did? Go ahead, Tap. You're muted, so just make sure you unmute. You're still muted, love.
Yep. I'm
There you go.
sorry.
You're good.
It was great to hear that you were sharing complete with smoothie places. This weekend, I went to 4 coffee shops to see if they would like to offer Luminate. And I didn't get a customer yet, but I haven't, started on the follow-up. This was just a first crack. I just happened to be in one and I just did it on the fly and they seemed kind of positive. So I stopped at 2 more on the way home. And then I was out of samples. So there's more ways we can do this. Just keep your mind open.
You're right, Tap. I didn't even talk to this gal Jamie about doing Luminate, but people will pay crazy amount. It's double for a Red Bull than what it is for Luminate. I don't know if you guys have known that, but that's an easy one for them to blend up in water and give to them like that. Put it on some ice, and you're
Yeah.
right. I am going to talk to her about that, Tap. I didn't even think of it. Great point. And good job for going into 4 places. That's excellent. That's bravery and
I
just
wasn't working.
boldness.
I'm so busy trying to get into my house. I really haven't been working like I should. And it just popped out.
Yeah, yeah. In our everyday. Great resource there. Anyone else?
I
Hey,
want to share a funny.
Okay, share funny.
When you talk about the simplicity, Dougie Barlow was known for saying, it's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. Are you not getting the fruits and vegetables? Or is it the in a capsule?
Yeah. Or even is it the fruit or the veggies you're not
Yeah, it's
understanding?
like
Yeah.
that's all it is. Don't complicate it.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And I wonder if any of you guys else have kind of felt like maybe this probiotic conversation has kind of complicated the conversation at events. I found it was like people are asking, okay, what should I start with? And I'm like, like, how do I pick which one for you to start? And, just like, I want you, I know the power of the fruits and veggies, right? Like, we know that's so foundational and everyone still needs that. So I'm still going with that first. But if they are interested or they're like, I've been looking for a probiotic, okay, then we can go to the probiotic conversation. But I'm still holding true to the capsules because we have just seen amazing gut health results with that alone. So, yeah, but I don't know if you guys have kind of noticed that in my mind, the 2 or 3 events I've done since, like the conversation has been a little bit muddled of I don't want them to just start with the probiotic and like, well, then we have to have it all, like get all of it. So, just really, I think listening into the conversations, what is their need, and then trying our best to fit that for them. So, all right. Well, thank you. Marcia, did you want to add something else?
Well, I wanted to ask a question, but it may be too long. You may not have time to answer it. But I was going to ask, how are you going forward technically? Like, how are you keeping up with the people that you contacted and you don't, A, like you said, contact them again, or um, B, like how to put them somewhere or tag them somewhere in Project Broadcast so that you can, I don't know, have another conversation with them or something. I don't really know what to do with what I have so that I just loved your idea about notes, but I wondered if you had any other wisdom to go the next step.
So I have found like, okay, let's say I invite 86 people to street tacos because they're all in like the local health event interest. 86 people are not going to come. So I will have maybe 20 people total. 10 said they can't come. 10 are interested or say yes. So those I do sort and make a new tag, and I'll say yes to um 7th event or something like that. Like I'll name it something that I know what it is, and then with their response, I just tag them with that tag so that when on the day of the event to remind everyone, I'm just going back into that tag and reminding those that have said yes. So I think you could do the same thing with this. And then I don't know if you knew this too, Marcia. Like, okay, I sent a message to all of the yeses, all of the nos, and all of those that were already on the Juice Plus super biome. So I had 3 groups that I sent a project broadcast to Saturday. So once you've sent that, if you can go back to your sent scheduled, chat, you can rename that group a tag. You can make that group a tag. And so then that would be my next step is I'll go back and name those 3 groups so I can continue that conversation. And then from within those groups, I will know who said yes, send me the video. I didn't do a good job about that of writing down those or keeping up with that. So, I find that would be difficult to do on paper, right? Like this is way faster to dictate versus me writing all of that out. So I'm not using the DMO planner for that. It would take up the whole page anyway. That doesn't make sense. So we have to be wise about that. But what you would write into your DMO planner is those that said yes, send me the video. Those are our highest priority of who we're going to follow up with. Those were the ones that were the most interested that did get back to us. So that goes into your planner. Those are active conversations. So that's kind of how I think of it. Active conversations are written down so that I can see those and don't forget, and they're not just in this tagged um, resource in the sky. So that's what I plan. I don't know. Does that help, Marcia?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Gives me some ideas. Yeah.
excellent. All right, everybody, thank you for being on. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this recording.